Brock Lesnar issued an open challenge at WrestleMania, so here are 5 people who should answer the call. Number 5, LA Knight. Yeah. So I was waiting until after the Elimination Chamber to make this video because I thought there was a good shot that LA Knight was going to win the Elimination Chamber. Maybe that was wishful thinking. Maybe I was being a little delusional. Like Dylan said, LA Knight is in everything but never wins them. And I think he's in this weird position of being viewed as like a top talent, being viewed as a main event caliber wrestler, but never getting that big win or that big feud for a world title. So what's he going to do at WrestleMania? Well, he currently just stole Paul Heyman and an ambulance. Lord knows where he ended up. Paul Heyman should be at a hospital right now, but he's not. So LA Knight has been caught up with the Vision. And there's a good shot that maybe he takes on Austin Theory. Maybe he takes on Logan Paul. Seth Rollins just returned, so I think there's a good shot that he takes on Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Maybe he takes on Austin Theory. Maybe they do a tag match with Seth Rollins and LA Knight versus the Vision. But there's only 2 members of the Vision left. So I don't really fully know what's going to happen with the Vision and Seth Rollins and LA Knight at WrestleMania. So there's a good shot that LA Knight is going to answer the call for Brock Lesnar. Now, LA Knight would eviscerate Brock Lesnar on the microphone. And the thing is that Brock Lesnar has his advocate, Paul Heyman. So I don't know what to expect with this match. It probably wouldn't end up being that good, but I also don't know what else LA Knight is going to do at WrestleMania, right? Like I said, maybe it's the tag match. I can't see him taking on an Austin Theory or Logan Paul, whoever Seth Rollins doesn't end up picking. So he's going to be at WrestleMania. He's going to have a WrestleMania match. Maybe he answers Brock Lesnar's call. I think it would be a good choice if they don't know what to give him and they just have him answer Brock Lesnar's call. He can show up on one of the weekly shows because I believe Brock Lesnar is going to show up like almost every week leading up to WrestleMania. So just have him show up, cut a promo, answer the call, and then you can just book the match from there. But I think LA Knight is a decent option to answer Brock Lesnar's open challenge at WrestleMania. Number 4, Omos. Now, I know this could be a little more far-fetched, but I think the reason of doing an open challenge is to have somebody answer who we haven't seen in quite a while. And I couldn't tell you the last time we saw Omos on WWE television. Maybe it was when he was tag champs with AJ Styles. I honestly cannot remember. And Omos is awesome. He's a beast. He's in an interesting spot because he is a very special case, and I don't think WWE has really done this with many other, if any other wrestlers, where he's sort of this outside attraction. So he's in AAA, and he's like with Vikingo in AAA, and he is just like this big special attraction. Whenever they do anything outside of the United States, Omos is there. I don't know why they don't want to put him on their weekly television. He's awesome. He would get a big pop. He is very popular with the fans. So I think he would be a great person to answer Brock Lesnar's call to reintroduce him back to the WWE main roster. He would be an instant star. Everybody loves Omos, and he can go in the ring. He's a beast, and I don't know. I just don't know what they don't see in Omos. I don't know why they don't want him on their weekly television. They say they've only got a certain number of time. SmackDown's 3 hours. Raw's 2.5 hours. You've got plenty of time to put Omos on one of your shows. The dude is awesome. Number 3, Gunther. So I was waiting again until after the Elimination Chamber for Gunther because I thought he was going to try to retire Randy Orton. But as we all know, Randy Orton won the Elimination Chamber, which is awesome. So I think there's a decent shot that he tries to retire Rey Mysterio, but I think WWE is going to have Dominic Mysterio retire Rey. So I think that leaves a giant question mark for what does Gunther do? And that's Brock Lesnar. We've talked about it before with Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. I know I don't know if it was got leaked or people were just trying to pitch it, I believe for SummerSlam last year, and it just never ended up happening. Obviously, he's been on this career-killing tear. He just beat Dragon Lee, so that's not a WrestleMania match. What does Gunther do? WWE kind of struggles to book Gunther without a world title. They have him be a career killer, which is fine, but it doesn't need to be his whole identity. So maybe he has Brock Lesnar put his career on the line. Maybe he retires Brock Lesnar. That would kind of be awesome. But I just don't trust WWE when it comes to Brock Lesnar, especially when it comes to WrestleMania. So I don't know. That's kind of the common theme with a lot of these guys. I'm not quite sure what they're going to do at WrestleMania. So I think that Gunther versus Brock Lesnar puts his career on the line is a decent option. Number 2, Oba Femi. So in all likelihood, it is probably going to be Oba Femi who answers this call, although it's not the person who I think is going to answer the call. But obviously Brock Lesnar eliminated Oba Femi from the Royal Rumble. They had they had a stare down, which I didn't really love because Oba Femi didn't get any shots in, right? He literally just kind of got thrown around by Brock Lesnar and then he got eliminated. Oba Femi, at time of recording, is still not signed to a specific show. He just had a big fight with Rusev, so there's a decent shot that is the match at WrestleMania. And I know people are kind of complaining about it. I don't mind it, right? Rusev is a good opponent, a good first WrestleMania win. I don't know if WWE is going to want to put Oba Femi with Brock Lesnar for his first WrestleMania, and I don't necessarily trust WWE to do Oba Femi right and have him beat Brock Lesnar. But in all likelihood, I think the betting odd favorite is probably Oba Femi. It seems like he is the person who the people want. And Oba Femi has taken the WWE universe by storm because he's awesome. Him and Trick Williams and Javon Evans, I would say, all have the brightest futures. But obviously, Trick Williams and Oba Femi, more so right now, kind of already established themselves as main event stars. So, as much as I don't want Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi, just want to keep Brock Lesnar away from Oba Femi, a win over Brock Lesnar for Oba Femi would do wonders for the young man's career. However, I just don't know if I trust WWE to do the right thing. But nonetheless, Oba Femi is a great choice to answer Brock Lesnar's open call. Number 1, Royce Keys. So Royce Keys is who I think is going to answer this open challenge because we haven't seen him since the Royal Rumble. He is not signed to a show, Raw or SmackDown, and I think the whole purpose of kind of doing an open challenge is there's a big mystique around who's going to answer it, and I think WWE wanted it to be somebody who we haven't seen but that they would still get excited for, and I think that's going to be Royce Keys. You don't have Royce Keys debut at the Royal Rumble to then not give him anything to do at WrestleMania. I think the whole reason they were holding him off because they didn't want to put him in the Elimination Chamber because they didn't want to give him a loss, rightfully so. So they're going to have Royce Keys answer the call, and you talk about starting your WWE career off on the right foot, and that's by getting a big win over Brock Lesnar. I don't know if they're going to do it. I can only hope that they're going to do it, but I think that Royce Keys is a great person, and I think he's the right person to answer the call, right? The only person on this list that I think wouldn't beat Brock Lesnar would unfortunately be LA Knight, but everybody else should and I think would beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And what better way, like I said, for Royce Keys to start off his WWE career than to get a big win over somebody like Brock Lesnar. Obviously, debuted at the Royal Rumble, which was awesome, and I just think he was on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, and I think the whole reason that we haven't seen him is because he is going to answer the call. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to answer Brock Lesnar's open challenge at WrestleMania 42? Make sure to smash that subscribe button, click that like, and ring that bell if you want to get notified every single time we upload a brand new video. With that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.